Hello everyone, welcome, new video here. Today, new series, new team build. We are going for an Angel, Tortured Crusader build. So it's going to be an Unmerged Angel. So let's get right into it. Alright. Yeah, so Tortured Crusader. There's many ways to build this one. We are going human here. We want the extra feat. We get some bonus feat with the class, but to do what we want to do, it's not enough. Also, we are going to lower our intelligence. So skilled will do so that we still have some points to use. So that's very nice. Alright, here you can obviously go Pickpocket if you want to. It's very good always. Initiative. I also like Mendevian Orphan here because we are not like the other Paladin. We don't have what's it called again? Normal Paladin have Divine Grace, right? Yeah, Divine Grace. So we don't get our Charisma bonus to saving throws. So yeah, having some extra saves is always welcome. So if you want to go Mendevian Orphan, it's fine. I like Initiative in Unfair, it's very good, so I will pick that. 19 Strength, 12 Dexterity. Also we have low Dexterity, so Pickpocket is really helpful here. We are going to reduce intelligence. I'm going to tell you why. 16 wisdom, and we don't dump charisma. We get a little bit more. Why is that? Yeah, first of all, let's just put some points. Athletics, we are going to do those checks. Low religion in the start we do that, and later it's going to be social that's going to do that. So mostly perception, athletics, and later magic device. Yeah, so I wanted to talk about why we take charisma to 12. Very simply because while we don't have Divine Grace, we still have Bestow Grace, and we can do it on ourselves. So we are good, we are lawful good. We can get still get saving throws equal to charisma, and we can buff charisma with food buffs later on, early on with Eagle Splendor, I think it's called. Should be here. Yeah, Eagle Splendor, so we can get a +2. So yeah, we can buff that charisma to have better saves. So that's why we don't dump charisma. It's to still be able to get Bestow Grace to work on us, to be helpful. As for the class itself, there's many ways to build it, but I want to go really for 20 level. You could build it for a tank, but I think that this kit, Tortured Crusader, doesn't work for a tank. You have some deflection, that's very nice early on because +4 is usually better than what what you have, but it doesn't scale well. Usually to tank in unfair you have to dip out of the class. Here we want to go for 20 level. If we dip out, we won't be able to do 20 level, and if we dip in other class, we might be able to tank, but most of the use here of this class, I think it's more for a DPS class, because you have second chance. Where is it? Yes. Alone in the dark. So we have the ability to use our Leon hands to convert that into smite, more smite. To me, that speaks more damage, more of a damage type of build. Alone in the dark gives more attack and damage than AC, really. So I think overall it's really more about doing damage. Here, Final Justice, you do just double damage. So yeah, it strikes me more as a damage kind of build than tank. So we are not going for tank. So damage, we have range damage and we have melee damage. I would go with melee damage. Why is that? Because we for ranged we want some extra damage that doesn't care about crit, like sneak, extra whatever damage, bane or force damage or anything. Here our smite is multiplied by a crit, so I would prefer to go with something that has a better crit threat range. So that's why we are going for a Fauchard melee rich build here. That's more in line with what the build gives us, so there you go. Let's go and start picking our feats here. We are going to go with the power attack into cleaving and cleaving finish. Early on you want to use glaives. You have the proficiency for that. We have the martial weapon. You get the book that gives +1 to glaives very early on, so I'm gonna go for that. Here you can pick what you want. I like Siren Ray just for the insane bonus in Winter Sun. Always fun. Here it doesn't really matter. Alright.
A trivial task.
Let's go. Level 2. That's what we are going to do here, and we start going into use magic device. We want to take Cleaving Finish here. Early on you have a ton of little enemies. That's going to go into your melee range. You want to be in a reach and to just cleave as much as you can, kill. You don't have to always use cleave, you can use just normal attacks. But until you get haste, cleave is just better than normal attacks because you only have one normal attack. So yeah, there you go. So yeah, like we talked about, with this archetype you can use your basically you can use your lay on hands. Here it's called second chance. It's only on yourself. You can only use it on yourself. You can use your lay on hands to get more smite, which is called All is Darkness here. So that's why I don't really think it's that good for tank, because tank you will probably want to use that for healing. When your DPS you can just funnel more use of lay on hands, here second chance, into a smite. So yeah. We get also Alone in the Dark. It has been fixed, so it doesn't work with summons. But we are going to talk about that with one item that can trigger at least one time this bonus. So yeah. That's it for now. Level 3. We get athletics, low religions. We are going to do low religions until level something like 6 or 7. Alright, fit we want at level 3. Initiative, better to have it early. Here we take fatigue. Early on hands only work on ourselves, so that's kinda sad, but anyway. Alright, we put all our points into strength. Level 5. Here we are not going to go for Outflank, for the very good reason that nobody else in the team has Outflank at this point. So to not waste that, we go into weapon proficiency Fauchard early on, even if we might not use it early on. So we get divine weapon bond. Here you can't take an animal companion, but I still think it's pretty good. Second, All is Darkness. By the way, I didn't talk much about it, but you can use it on every single target in the game. So every kind of neutral enemy, doesn't matter, good enemy can smite. So yeah, and you bypass all damage resistance. So that's very good. It's very good, for example, early on against the water elemental, that's infamous for having a big damage resistance. So yeah, very good. Alright, we keep going here. Mercy. Disease, we are immune. Pretty sure it's part of the... I don't remember where it is, but we should be immune. Yeah, it's here. Divine Health. We're still immune to disease, so since we can't cure disease on others, it's useless to take that. So here we'll take Staggered. Always good to remove a Staggered as a swift action if needed to do. Alright. Mythic rank 1. Here I would go for Instrument of Freedom. Close to Heaven is just the same, except you can heal with it, and we don't care about heal really. Just use a potion if you need to heal someone. Everything else is like not that interesting, so I would go most likely for Instrument of Freedom here. Force Reality is really good, but I would use that on a spellcaster. on a DC caster, something like that, that can use some good swift action. Here we are going for damage, so just do more damage, that's it. Here we are going for Inspirational Leader. Usually I tell people to not take it too early, it's not that useful, but in that case we don't have any other very good early pick. More initiative and saving throws, again mind affecting effect is, I mean, it's always good. It's before Leper Smile, so maybe it will help with the will saves at this point. Level 7. This is when we want to take Outflank. Everyone will have this at level 7, so that's the time to use it. We get Besto Grace also, level 8, more strength. We don't need to put more points here now, we can put into use magic device. This is when we get our extra feat here. I would go for improve critical. Fauchard for one good reason. We have power attack, we have our smite. What's going to do the give us the most amount of damage is when we crit. We want to crit really hard. So at level 8, that's when we have Mythic rank 2, so just behind we can take Improve Mythical, which increase the multiplier by 1. So yeah, assuming some smite, power attack and a crit, I mean, it's going to be a lot of damage. We also get Divine Weapon Bone. Those two are very nice. Disruption, why not? Maybe it's half decent on Ancient Starkarian Ghost. I don't know. I would still not use those. I think the +2 is just better still at this point. Just straight up +2 on your weapon is good damage and still good chance to hit. So yeah, Mythic rank 2, like we said, Fauchard, very nice. Big crits, level 9. At level 9 I want to go into Lunge. That's just before Drazen attack. I prefer to be a little bit in the back more to avoid some mobs just attacking me and destroying me. So yeah, Lunge, I think it's kinda useful to be really in having a big reach and not being too much into melee. I would take Exhausted at this point. It's only for ourselves, so that's too bad. Alright, level 10, very good. Mythic rank 3, so I would take Ever already. We have a Fauchard, we have Improve Critical, time to do some big attacks of opportunity. Alright. So level 11 here. Feet. So I will take, we start going into, where is it? Great Cleave to next level, improve Cleaving Finish. Again we have a good reach with Lunge and Fauchard, and if we are enlarged we are going to reach very far away. We are here to really destroy everything in melee and clean the battlefield. Also, we get final justice at this point. Extremely strong. Double our level to damage on the smite. I mean, extremely strong. If you really want something dead, I mean, this is it. Alright. Mythic rank 4, I guess. That's when we have it. I would go for... Well, you could go either of those two. I really like initiative so that we can take out some enemies early before they can act. I'd say it's very good that way. Power attack is very good too because it scales really hard with a 200 weapon, which we are going for. So either of those two. I would probably go initiative at this point. So that's up to you. Improve Sword of Heaven. I mean, Abolish Guile is always very good even now. It works on pretty much all the demons except a few. Abolish Undead isn't too bad. Some of the worst enemies that we have in this game, there's demons too, but some of them are undead, really. I'm thinking about Midnight Isle DLC, I'm thinking about Albric's Quest, Gunrun, Undead, really powerful enemies. It's not too bad to pick that, but to be safe, to have many use of that, Abolish Guile, I would say. So yeah, plus 50 damage. I mean, if you smite Final Justice an enemy and you Abolish Guile with your Sword of Justice, Sword of Heaven, it's going to be huge damage, absurd damage. And if you crit, it's insane. Anyway, Paladin, let's keep going. Alright. Mercy. So, stun and paralyze, useless. Dazed, useless. If you can't move and you can't act, you can't lay on yourself, so that's useless. Blind is nice. You have some places like Winter Sun that some enemies makes you blind, so removing that on a swift action is alright. Confuse is... I don't know if you need that at this point. That's up to you. Those three are alright. I would go with blind here, why not? Improve Cleaving Finish, like we said, level 12. We get an extra feat here from our class. So yeah, very good. 13. We want to start going into critical focus to get Flaying Critical at level 15. So yeah. So here we get Brilliant Energy, which is going to be pretty good. Usually it's at this level that you go for what's it called? Blackwater I think that in Blackwater, Brilliant Energy is very good. I mean, it's not the absolute best, but I mean, it's going to make some good work here. So yeah, 15 first. Alright, that's when we want here, Flaying Critical. Yeah, when we crit, we reduce natural armor, bonus to AC. For the fight, usually the enemy are not going to leave the fight, so that's always, let's say. It's cumulative, so it stacks. I mean, it's good. If an enemy is not smite, he will not take. He would take many hits to die. So it will stack, and it's going to be useful. So I'd say it's alright. Here you can take what you want. Why not confused? Alright. 5. This is when we start Act 4, and you know Act 4 is very... it can be tough. We are rich, we are a rich fighter, so sometimes the enemies will just ignore the tank and just go for you. That's why in Act 4 just last stand is very good, very good, to avoid just dying so easily. Here we take Piercing Rays, reduce the spell resistance and their saves of enemies. Solar Wind is very nice too, but I think Piercing Ray is the best first one. Alright, use spells. 16. Strength. Bonus combat fit. So here I would probably go Hammer the Gap. There's not that much good choices here. I guess not. Like for example, you could armor focus and medium armor, because we are going to use medium armor mostly for the end, and go for Mythic medium armor, but probably a waste of a Mythic armor. Hammer the Gap is nice because this is multiplied on crit, so I'd say it's very good. Unless you miss. If you miss, it breaks back to just being +1. Combat reflexes. I guess we have enough attacks of opportunity. 3 should be enough. If you don't kill with 3 attacks of opportunity. I mean... Anyway. 17. Alright. I would take Focus Strike at this point. We have many attacks. What's nice with the first one is that if the first one is a crit, Flaying Critical will make the other ones a little bit easier to hit. So the fact that the first attack you don't take the penalty for power attack, I'd say is nice. So yeah, I would take that. I would probably take that. Mythic rank 6. I would take power attack here if you didn't take it here. So that is up to you. Here I would take Everlasting Flame. simply because you can make a full dungeon here and just kill everything that is affected by Abolish Guile. We will do so much damage that it's going to be very useful. So yeah, Everlasting Flame. Let's get to 19 before the rest. Mercy doesn't matter. Alright, 19. Okay, that's when we take blind fight. That's our last feat that we can take, and as you know, we have to fight the last boss. Concealment is an issue with last boss, so this is so that we can not negate, but at least reduce the effect of concealment. Level 7, Mythic rank 7. There's two good choices here, Leading Strike and Mythic Charge. Leading Strike is better when you can't charge, obviously. There's a few places where there's a ton of pillars or stairs or stuff like that and you can't charge. This is better. I mean, you pick either of those and the next one you pick the other one, so I would go with Leading Strike. It's not very good in turn base, but it's not too bad also. Yeah, here I would take Solar Wind, obviously, extremely good. So Mythic rank 8 is just after the 7 in the game. I will take Flawless Attack simply because, well, we have a ton of extra attacks. We have full base attack bonus, going for -5 to -4. At the end it's quite useful, I would say. Here we go Speed of Light, extra attack, just like the last level of here. At level 20 we get this capstone. First of all we get extra use of Smite and Lane of Hand, which means that more Lay on Hands means more Smite, basically. Because that's where we use our Lay on Hands. Smite Evil means that they have a Fortitude save to do. I mean, the base bonus is nice, but our Wisdom is not going to be crazy good anyway. So I mean, if they roll a 1, they are stunned for a long time actually. So yeah, and we get 1 extra attack at when we make a full attack, which is very nice because it stacks with haste. So basically this plus Speed of Light, that's +2 extra attack, which is pretty good, given if we smite, it's going to hit very hard. So yeah. I didn't talk about, but we get here you can pick the more chill portrait or the very angry portrait. Alright, here what we didn't take earlier we take here. Improved. I would go towards Flame of Life. I'd say it's just strictly better. This is like, I mean, it has many uses. We are going maybe to talk about it, but yeah, I would take Flame of Life. Also, this is that you need someone to attack you. You don't want someone to attack you as a rich fighter, let's say. This is so that it does some medium damage that we don't care about. This is only for blasters that do damage. Fireball, or I don't know what else. It gives a better DC and empowers the spell, but we don't use that in our team, so Flame of Life out the way. Just strictly better. And here at last, well, there's many things you can pick. I would probably... It's just Mythic rank 10, it's just the last boss, basically. And Force Vigor isn't too bad. You have a way to proc that. It's okay, I would say. I think that Destructive Shockwave isn't too bad, because with a smite you're going to miss with the concealment anyway. They still take damage, and your strength will be okay, and it's going to be better with the Abolish Guile and your smite and all that stuff. And you have a lot of attack, you are going to miss, so when you miss you still do damage. I quite like that. For the last boss, yeah, I would take Guide the Faithful. Just -4 to their AC. When you hit an enemy, it will help everyone in the group, so yeah, I would take that. Alright, we just did 20 level here. Flame of Life. I don't think we can talk about it with her, but we might talk about this with Amber. But anyway, let's talk about weapon first. I forgot the glaives. Silly me, completely forgot about the glaives early game. Early game you're going to use glaives. You have a book that gives you +1 to attack and damage. You don't even have the Fauchard skill, so you won't be able to use it. So early game there is one good glaive, two actually, that you can use. There's this one and Marching Terror here. Or you can obviously use a... oh, where is it? Masterwork. There you go. So early on, Masterwork glaive, very good. Marching Terror, it's the last boss of what's it called? Shield Maze. Shield Maze, so it's the first dungeon, so it's very early in the game, you can have this one. This is on the Necromancer in Market Square. 1d3. It's a little bit more damage than this one, once you have some haste. It's going to be a little bit better for damage, but this one is a real nice weapon for control. Later on you start using glaives, so it's not here, but Finian, obviously you use it until at least Act 3, where you get Mighty Blow of Good. And then you use Finian only when you have to fight, I'd say, undeads, ghosts, any ghost you have to fight. Finian for demon, Mighty Blow of Good is extremely good. You can buy this one in start of Act 3 in Dresden. Later on, Bearer of Sorrow. I mean, it's a very nice weapon because we have many attacks, and every 5th hit that we do with this weapon, we gain 1 extra attack. The issue is when you use Sword of Heaven, it transforms at some point. It's going to transform your damage into holy damage. There you go. All damage that we inflict is going to be turned into holy. So when we hit with that weapon, it's going to hit us very hard too. It's a vicious weapon, so when we hit enemies we do more damage, but we also do damage to ourselves. And that damage will be turned into holy damage, which means it's going to do true damage to you. And for some reason, I think that Sword of Heaven gives 2d6 on top of the already 1d6 damage that you take here. So it's going to hit you very hard also. So yeah, you can still use that. I'd say if you want to really go in and kill someone, it's going to do more damage than this one, I'd say, because of the extra hit, extra 1 hit. So anyway, those are the options. That's in Act 4, I don't remember where exactly. Alright, headband. Any kind of good wisdom headband to be able to cast more spells. You can do buffing and then switching to later on when you get Windmaster Helmet. You buff yourself with All's Wisdom and then switch to your Windmaster Helmet for fights. You get more initiative this way. So yeah, this for buffing and this for fighting. Goggles, when you get those Act 3 or 4, I think it's Act 4, you get those together and you basically use them together. +2 circumstance to wisdom, which is nice. +2 profane to initiative, which is very nice. And the other stuff, intelligence, don't care, and the fear, aura, don't care. About the cloak, call to violence. Earlier you can have cloak immunity. Well, we have this one. That's pretty early. Yeah, when you kill someone you get immunity to mind affecting. We have good with saves, so it's just very nice to be immune anyway, so there you go. Yeah. any kind of good resistance until you get called to violence. We will have Scylla tank and also be a Scald, so we will have a range on our party. Rings, any kind of rings. Clemency of Shadows. So yeah, you have this one through a... what is it again? It's a relic that you can have in Act 3 and you can craft this ring, so yeah. Give you 1 extra attacks of opportunity to everyone around you, and if it's a crit, enemy is staggered, so it's extremely good. Ring of Summons, we don't care about summons, we only care about just the +2 to damage and +2 to saves against chaotic enemies. So yeah, that's a relic that you can give to Storyteller to craft, to restore, so yeah. Bracers, any kind of bracers that you want to. There's a few that gives a critical effect, effect on critical, so I like to take that. You have those, you have those two, so yeah. All those bracers, you pick what you like to use. This one is very good when it works, because enemy unable to attack is like crazy good anyway. But they are all useful, I would say. Maybe not breaching, because yeah, we don't do that much piercing damage. We do mostly slashing damage, except our chalet. So yeah. Amulet, any kind of decent amulet. Early on, Act 4, you can have Wind Breath. This is in Act 5. Wind Breath, you have those in main campaign. You have one in main campaign, one in Midnight Isle DLC, Act 4. This is in Midnight Isle DLC, Act 5. It's one less initiative than Wind Breath, but you get Reflex save, which is your lowest save anyway, so it's nice. Armor, so early on you can use Chainmail of Camaraderie, give you a +4 to damage when you flank and you haven't outflank, which you should have at this point of the game anyway. Later on, Life Infuser in Dance of Mask DLC, +8 to Strength and Constitution, and also gives moderate fortification, so extremely good. Belt, any kind of physical belt up until you fight Playful Darkness. If you have done the Inevitable Excess DLC, you know this belt. After Playful Darkness, you can have it, and it's extremely strong. +8 to every physical stats. Also +1 to the crit range, so we go for a 14-20 here. So yeah, very good. Gloves. Early on you can use a Professor's Gloves. -2 to saves, again mind affecting when you crit on an enemy. Later on you want just straight up damage, so Fencer's Gift gives you +3 to damage. Boots of Stampede. We go all the way 20 ranks into athletics, so when we charge, going to do that extra damage. So it's nice. Belt item, Covenant. Everything here is 30 feet around you as effect. So with those rings you can really see around you what is 30 feet. So everyone must stay in this area to benefit from your effects. So yeah, that's another 30 feet area. You get this at the start of Act 2. You have to give it to a storyteller at the very start, because after that he goes away, so you have one chance to give it this item. +2 caster level check, very good, to overcome spell resistance, and weapon becomes good aligned, as if they're made of cold iron, so very good. Old Grimoire is an item that you get in Ivory Sanctum. Gives you extra spells here, so more Bless Weapon, Divine Favor basically. I don't think we use anything else. Early on you can use that if you want to, because you don't have any other sacred bonus to attack, so you can always use that if you want to. Second, I would say obviously Mr. Grace. There's no use to Aura of Greater Courage because you don't have Aura of Courage here. You have immunity for yourself, but you don't give it to others. So yeah. Level 3, always good to have resistance energy. And I don't know if that's very useful. Not very useful. So mostly, yeah, I would say this. Anyway, alright, and the last item is this one. Why is that? Very simply because you can send him into the battle first. It will die. You don't have to buff your bismuth here. You just sent him to die basically, and you get your Alone in the Dark +2 to attack and damage. So every time you have a boss to kill, you can send your animal companion here just to die and get the +2. So that's the only way I can see triggering that, except one other character getting to 1 health to 0 health actually. So yeah, I guess that's the build. I think I've talked about everything. You can use some scrolls, obviously, potion or meta magic wand. Earlier you might want maybe to swift action something to someone. You can always do that. So yeah, that's the build, and I see you on the next video.